Hi, I'm Colin Bradley and this is Talking Tax. I had a question this week from a client whose mother had given to my client's children a sum of money, and she was wondering what the income tax implications on the kids would be. Well, the short and very quick answer to that was nothing, except I suppose any resultant income from the gifts, maybe how they may have been invested, might need to be declared to HMRC, if not already taxed at source. But I think in the context of the question for my client, that the gifts were merely for the kids for their spending money. So in this situation, HMRC don't need to be told. However, that did get me thinking, and I think the real question in this scenario is really whether there was any inheritance tax payable on the gifts to the grandchildren. And the short and very quick answer to this question would have been that maybe. Inheritance tax is primarily a tax on lifetime gifts and on the value of assets passed to beneficiaries on death. In the context of my client's question, then we'd be potentially looking at inheritance tax on those lifetime gifts. And here, in this situation, gifts to individuals are exempt from inheritance tax unless and until the giver, in this case my client's mother, dies within 7 years of the date of the gifts. And even then, if she dies within 7 years, then only if the value of her total estate at death and any gifts made within the 7 years prior to death exceed the inheritance tax-free threshold, which is currently £325,000, would there be any inheritance tax implication? And again, in the context of my client's question, I think the intended gifts were for a few £1,000s each. And so in this instance, what we'd be looking at would be the £3,000 annual gifts allowance, which everybody is entitled to, which is a complete exemption on the total of annual gifts up to £3,000. So to summarise, to the extent that the total gifts to the grandchildren are less than £3,000, there's no and never will be inheritance tax implications on those gifts. And to the extent that the gifts are in excess of this 3,000 exemption, my client's mother dies after 7 years from the date of the gifts, then again, there's no ultimate inheritance tax implication. It would only actually be if she dies within 7 years and the value of her estate and any gifts in the previous 7 years during her lifetime exceed the inheritance tax threshold, then there'd be any kind of IHT implication. Complex subjects, no doubt, but something which I know that many people get a bit confused about, and especially they get income tax and inheritance tax mixed up sometimes, which was the case for my client. So I hope this helps, and if you find yourself in this situation, please let me know. You can email me at mail@taxperfect.co.uk. And so hope that helps, and see you next time. Bye for now.